Yo, yo,
Yo, what's good?
what's going on with you, man?
Nah, shit, man. Just trying to get ready for the week coming up.
Yeah, man, I feel you, man.
What you been on?
Not much, man. I'm actually down here in Atlanta right now, dropping off my son at his aunt's house.
That's what's up.
So I'm down here thugging it for a little bit before we hit back the road.
Yeah, you were saying he played baseball. What team does he play for in chat?
So he played for the East Ridge Diamondbacks. So he played in a little East Ridge reg league down there. So he had his first game
Recording in progress.
Monday. He had his first game Monday. And then he got rained out Tuesday. And then he got a free week this week, but next week he got 2 games back to back.
Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of people I know.
Say what?
A lot of people I know got their kids in the
Yeah,
league at the Sundays like
Say what?
They just everybody got their kids playing right now. What is he?
Yeah.
I guess the little league they playing everything. They basically just put him in every position at this point in time.
They just put him in there and see what sticks. He ain't really got no position yet. But, if he focus, he'd be straight. I think he's quick. He's quick on his feet. So he's real quick, like in the infield. If he can just pay attention, he's at an age now. He thinks that if a teammate gets the ball, that he lost the game.
Mm-hmm.
If his own teammate gets the ball, so it's a big clusterfuck right now with 5 and 6 year olds trying to play baseball. So it's entertaining to say the least.
Hell yeah. You've been watching any of the March Madness?
Man, to be real, I have not, but I do know the race war about to happen again. I think Monday the race war about to happen. Iowa and LSU about to go against again.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's like, I guess the women's. It's already Monday. I wish they would let them play in the championship again. But
right.
But yeah, for sure it's gonna be a race war. They gonna call them thugs. You know what I'm saying? For doing the same thing. I think something already happened where it was like they made comments about LSU players, basically saying like there was made racist comments about some of the LSU people already.
But I heard I think the Utah State, that's where she's a coach from. She's saying it was in Iowa that they deal with a lot of racist folks in Iowa. So imagine how racist if a motherfucker in Utah said they deal with some racist people.
They don't even see the black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how many.
Say what?
I feel like there's no black people that live in Utah or Iowa.
Oh no, or Iowa. I feel like Utah maybe has more black people than Iowa would. I feel like Iowa is one of the whitest. They're probably not the whitest state in the country. Maybe next to Idaho. The Great Plains period is just full of Caucasians.
Yeah, I saw.
And the only black people there is the people that play sports.
Yeah, I saw a map of like the population of African Americans, and it's like everybody, like we're the South. When you go out there to the west, that little.
Bro, it's nobody. But
oh my gosh!
I saw that. I don't know if it was the same map you saw. It was like it's like per county.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like very heavy in the south, and then besides, it's basically like from basically Texas all the way throughout Florida and all the way up to kind of like the DMV area and on beach like Virginia up there, and like everything else besides the major cities like Detroit, Chicago, LA, all that type of shit was nothing.
Bro, man, that's how it is, man. But yeah, I want to see how that game goes. I feel like Iowa might win this one.
I think Iowa's definitely gonna win this one. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I'm kind of pulling against LSU this time because they played MTSU.
Oh yeah.
Game before last, and they definitely have to call. That game was definitely rigged as hell. So I'm not really pulling for LSU. I really don't care. I don't really give a fuck who will win out that game. I just want to see a good game and see what the damn aftermath of that game will be.
Yes, it's for sure gonna be. They're gonna definitely race bait it for sure.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, because it's like Caitlin Clark. They basically just don't want her to win. You know what I'm saying? She's like Larry Bird.
Oh yeah, she's definitely the great white hope. And I'm not saying that because she actually can hoop. Like it was that one. I would say the only thing I kind of caught up with this year so far, men's. I don't know what school it was. That white boy that played against Kentucky and stopped shooting threes everywhere. Like I didn't see the game. I just saw a stat line. A nigga shot 10 for 20. 10 for 20 from the 3-point line.
Bro.
Like nigga, you gotta make something if you're shooting 10 for 20, bro. Like you're not that good. You're not that good. You're shooting 10 for 20 from the field, and you only shot 3-pointers. Like you shot nothing from inside the arc. I'm not giving you your props, bro. I don't know if they still determined or not, but that shit just pissed me off.
Yeah, that's why I be like, when we make that argument about like these points that these players are accumulating and all this stuff, it's just like, bro, back in the 60s and 70s, they might have shot. There wasn't even a 3-point line. It didn't even exist. But like
exactly.
In the 90s, they were shooting 10 threes a game. Now one person is shooting 10 threes in a game. It's just like,
yeah, exactly.
The evolution is crazy.
And like I saw a shot chart. It was like I think shots in the last 10 years, the average NBA shots was like basically all threes and all inside like the key. Nothing from the mid range, nothing outside the paint and inside the arc. It was all either you're shooting threes or you basically damn near dunking the ball. And basically you shooting threes and driving. That's all that's basically how the NBA is now. You're just either spotting up or driving.
I mean, it makes sense. Why not step back behind the line,
give him another point,
or drive it and get another point? Like, if you risking it right by the free throw line or not by the 3-point line, you might as well step back. Or you might as well make it a point to step back if you're going to pull up and shoot. And if you're not close enough to step back, you might as well make a move and get a little bit closer and just lay that shit up.
I mean, I definitely see that, but I also feel like that makes the game, as an individual player, very predictable. Like the thing I feel like with Anthony Edwards, I don't know if it be keeping up with him. Like that nigga actually shoots mid-range jumpers.
Yeah.
Like he can actually score 3 levels from the paint, mid-range, 3-point line. Like somebody like Jimmy Butler or DeMar DeRozan, people actually shoot the mid-range. So you don't know what they're gonna do. So like, okay, like when Giannis come down the court,
we know
he's gonna just drive. Just go straight, streamline drive. But if Anthony Edwards comes to the court, that nigga may drive, that nigga may stop and pop, or that nigga may come in and maybe back you down for a little bit and turn around and hit a fadeaway mid-range. So, that shit he has a lot of his bag. So I feel like I understand, it's easier to just step back at 3 or just drive, but I feel like you gotta have a little bit more creativity to the game and spend your game.
Yeah, they say the deep mid-range shot is the worst shot in the NBA. It's like, the deep mid-range. It's like the analytics people are trying to, basically, if you're taking the deep mid-range, you're probably out of the league in a couple of years. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't make sense to take that shot.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to take that shot. Like, if you're taking that shot, you should analyze your shot selection.
Take another step back, like literally 12 inches.
Take another step back. Be aware of where you are on the court. If you're taking that shot, you're just throwing some shit up. Like, that's a fucking buzzer beater at the end of the game shot. Otherwise, like, you tied up at the end of the game and you just have to get it in the net. That's the only time you really need that shot. Otherwise,
mid-range for real?
For real. Otherwise, just shoot that. Just give it to a shooter and get that extra point. Or become a shooter that can hit that 3-point from exactly where you at. Take that step back behind that line and hit that 3. Hit that jumper instead of just like it don't make sense now. Especially the fact that if you hit that mid-range shot, somebody on the other team finna match that mid-range shot with a 3. You're gonna lose. You start shooting like that, the response is going to be for somebody who can shoot to start shooting threes.
You think they're going to ever get to a 4-point line? Like, It seems crazy, you know, but there was a time where there was only 2 points, and they're like, no way there will ever be a 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? It just happened to pop up. You know, a 4-point
I
line would
don't
be
think
crazy.
so.
Because how deep
I
they
don't
shooting at this point, boy, they shooting half court shots in this world, you know. I can see it happening.
Basically, they are shooting shots that I feel like
Dame
a couple
Lillard,
years ago they would say don't take those shots. Like
but
the
yeah,
coaching staff would say don't take that shot.
yeah, never. Like Steph Curry and Dame Lillard, they're the ones that's really doing it at the highest level, taking them deep threes. But I kind of want to jump to conspiracy hour, you know.
Now let's get to it. Get in there. No, did it?
But so I guess y'all
Yeah,
aware
let's do
of that bridge situation, and I guess the logistics behind it. So like obviously the
I saw the video. That shit didn't look like no shit that was naturally happening. That shit looked like it was exploding. I can't even lie to
Now,
you.
now
That
let
shit
me
was
say,
blowing up.
let me say this. From what I saw, now I don't know if it was in real, of course it was in real time, but I did see like the lights of the damn ship go off.
mm-hmm.
Like everything went black before this shit happened. Now, am I saying one of those niggas that's like, okay, the ship shouldn't have felt like the bridge shouldn't have collapsed like fast enough because it's a big ass fucking container
Yeah.
ship. But do I think that container ship could have went another way? I'm pretty sure yes, but I'm pretty sure that's not the first damn time a container ship went through that fucking bridge.
Right.
It's probably daily.
I'm pretty sure that's not the first time somebody done scraped that motherfucker. That might be the first time it had a full direct collision. But I feel like you should build your shit, maybe not to stop a container ship, but like that didn't make sense to me. The whole thing coming down like that, I thought it was a segmented bridge. It looked like segment by segment, an explosion went off and then that segment dropped.
Yeah, it's a suspension. I think it was a suspension type of bridge. So I believe that that thing can cause that damage. I'm just wondering
Right.
why. It's just so much misinformation. Like I heard all these people died, and then I heard another thing that nobody was actually. It was only 2 people on the bridge,
Type shit.
and then it's like more.
Type
I'm like,
shit. I heard cars and shit was on the bridge. Then when I seen it, it didn't look like them. Like cars and shit was on the bridge.
it just seems like it's like a distraction almost from like something else. Like all this shit seems like slightly a distraction.
It is an election year.
I was literally just about to say that. It's an election year. Always some shit gonna have to go down during election. It always fucking happens.
That's the last topic right now. People talking about is the election. Like nobody's talking about
Right.
any candidates.
That's really weird. That's weird to me too because what was that? 2018, Trump got elected. When did Trump get elected?
2016, yeah.
2016.
2016. So 2016, in 2015, the end of 2015, that's all any media was on, was the upcoming election. Trump got put out of office, but a year and a half before that, all any media was talking about was who was going to be next. It was going to be not Joe Biden. What's the other old man name?
No, it's supposed to be
Bernie
yeah.
Sanders.
You talking about before or after Trump?
I'm talking about before Joe Biden got elected during Trump's presidency.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
like
it was.
the year before the election year. All we're talking about, all you see every day right before COVID is who's about to win, who's gonna win this state, who's gonna da da da. We're not hearing nothing.
Mm-mm.
We're not hearing nothing. This is the year that the election take place, right?
Yeah, 2024.
We're not even. I'm saying like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Ain't
Nothing.
nobody even talking about this shit. Like by this point in time, and I don't even keep up with politics. That's how I know it wasn't me finding the information. It was the information finding me. Like I didn't give a damn who the Republican electoral person who they were sending up was, but I knew who it was. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I knew who they was considering. I knew when the decision was going to be made because that's what the media was talking about. All we hear about now is Diddy and Dune 2.
Diddy is literally that the whole Diddy situation seems like they're hiding this Epstein list off of. They're like hiding.
Man,
They're like diverting us from looking that way to talk about Diddy. It's like
yeah,
we're
let
not
me-
asking that question no more.
Let me say this too, cause I know I saw y'all. I was watching. I saw the clips of y'all were talking about doing a live reaction to a goddamn Diddy house getting raided. And I missed the last part, but I'm gonna say this though. Diddy did that shit,
Mm-hmm.
but he ain't the only nigga that he ain't the only nigga that's in the top.
He's the fall
He's not
guy.
the only
To me, he's the
diddler?
fall guy.
He's not the only dealer. That nigga's not the only dealer. Now, what's going to happen is two things, and I'm pretty sure the first thing that's going to happen. First of all, Diddy's probably going to wake up dead from apparent suicide.
Mm-hmm.
But number two, which is very less likely, but if it does happen, be fantastic. Diddy confesses and it be the fucking collapse of the music industry. Because you got to think about this too. Lucien
the
Green.
music industry's already collapsed.
Well, music industry, let me say this too. Music industry is definitely
Mhm.
not where it was 10, 15,
No.
95 years ago.
Mm-mm.
As a rapper now, you don't make no fucking demo tape. You fan honeys in the camera and tell the label you don't need no fucking deal because you got that shit already. It's a totally different. Ain't nobody finna get diddled because these niggas coming in the game with that shit. That's a part of the game. I don't care if you do R&B now. If you do R&B and you broke, nobody don't want to hear you sing. You have to come to the label with a check, or else you're wasting everybody's time. If you don't have it,
And
you don't have it.
And that's true. So, like, going with the Diddy thing, like, a lot of people, you know, that goes in the music industry, the film industry, as we're saying, with Weinstein and all other type of entertainment things of, okay, you want to get into this industry, you're gonna have to get diddled. So you know, it's like a lawsuit. Like Lucien Grange is implicated in this lawsuit. The
Mhm.
fucking head of UMG,
Universal
the big
Music
three.
Group.
And even though he's not getting that much publicity from, he's definitely in this lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
So if Diddy is not dead about it, because when they do these criminal charges, whatever the fuck Homeland Security is or ain't doing what the fuck they doing, Diddy ain't the only nigga at the top.
He's the fall guy.
And I mean, he's the fall guy.
He's the
Now,
fall
let me-
guy.
Let me say this: I ain't got no tinfoil hat. I went to Dollar Tree. I put this plastic hat. I put this plastic bag on my head. Put some real deep conspiracy theory shit right here. Mark my words. Sean Carter, you're fucking next, man.
Yeah. He's
Oh shit.
I think he's
Sean Carter, you're next. Cause you've been, I'm saying, like, niggas been around so many times, like, niggas be forgetting. He was on tour, had a whole damn album with R. Kelly.
with R. Kelly.
Dame Dash was fucking with Aaliyah. He was trying to fuck with Aaliyah before Dame Dash. Like, right between R. Kelly and Dame Dash, when Aaliyah was kind of not with nobody, he was trying to fuck with, Jay-Z was trying to fuck with Aaliyah. I'm telling you, bro, that
You
nigga's
think
next.
Jay-Z got a lead killed?
I don't think that was just by accident.
I don't know. I'm not saying that he did it, but I'm not saying he didn't do it.
Type
But-
shit.
But if they found out he did it, I'm like, there's no such thing as an ethical
At
deal.
this point,
As we see that right now.
Yeah, but at this point right now, I don't think they could even prove or put it on him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's too old.
Like he
Not
would
yet.
have
Not
that one. I think he would have to actually just confess to, or somebody else would have to put it on him. But I think even as far as it being like, I don't think he can go to jail for it. I'm pretty sure it's out of like the statute of limitations right now. But I feel like it wouldn't be believable. Like, not that it wouldn't be believable, it just wouldn't be, there's not enough credibility because the story has been set and it's been 20, 30 years already. Adding something or telling the actual story would seem like some made up shit at this point. You see what I'm saying?
But I ain't talking about what the Aaliyah shit. I'm just talking about any damn thing.
It's happened with Diddy.
So,
Yeah.
like this Diddy shit. Like a lot of this shit, like the Diddy shit just happened on his last album, which I ain't gonna hold you. I heard a couple of tracks when I was driving a few days ago.
It's
The
hot.
album slaps.
Yeah.
The album slaps. That album was a good ass album.
Yeah, the Love
It was an
album.
R&B album.
I heard some of it.
Good ass project. Well,
Probably
he ain't really doing
2023.
shit.
He probably dropped in 2023.
Good project. Good features on that shit. Great project. Fucked up what he did during the making of the project. That's the whole thing I'm saying. Like with Jay-Z, like I am pretty sure somebody, if because these quote unquote gatekeepers in the industry are starting to get they're not really that as big and bad as they've been portrayed. Because now niggas like we talk about the industry, niggas don't need the industry no more to pop off.
Right.
So all the bullshit that I had to do just to kiss your ass, just so I can put my foot in the door. Now niggas don't need you no more and still get their foot in the door. And fuck you. Now I'm gonna expose everything that you've been doing.
I feel like that's gonna piss a lot of people off that went through that, like Orlando Brown was saying, it was just hazing.
Yeah.
It's gonna piss a lot of people off that went through their hazing in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and now these kids ain't even getting hazed because it's you getting them off of TikTok. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, they
So,
still getting hazed.
they getting hazed, but
Y'all seen that
different way. Like
the Nickelodeon documentary that's called Quiet
Quiet on set.
on Set? Yeah, y'all saw that?
Listen, I seen the first episode. I haven't seen the full documentary though.
You gotta watch it.
some of it. About Dan Schneider.
The youngest rapper, Little Fetus, was one of the funniest.
Hey, bro, what's crazy is when you said that, I was like, damn, where do I know this from? And then I look it up, and I'm like, damn, I used to look forward to this shit on TV, but now looking at it like, why he had to be a rapper?
Because it was
He was
racist. I mean, not necessarily
Why he had to be
racist,
a-
but it
why
was
he had
just
to be a coon in it?
because
Before,
It-
at conception?
it literally was just like think Chappelle's show, but with kids and them trying to put cultural things into it. So it was like
That wasn't Chappelle's show, man.
all that was
But yeah, it
sketch
was.
comedy.
It was.
You know
It
what I'm saying?
It was better than well, not better than Chappelle's show, but
It wasn't better.
I can see
It's
Was
a
that
cultural
the-
impact. The cultural impact of Chappelle Show, I would definitely say, is definitely up
the
there.
cultural impact and just the styling of the randomness of it.
Mhm.
Like, just like you go from scene to scene and they all gonna be funny. Like, I don't know, of course you got your favorite Chappelle skit, but everybody gonna have their favorite all that piece. Like, that was actually a reference I never seen. Were they on at the same time or did Chappelle come after?
Oh, Chappelle came after
Chappelle
for
came out
sure.
way after all
That's
that.
what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, all
But
that
it's
was
like-
huge for us, but Chappelle was like, we might have been like middle school, high school, some shit like
Elementary going into
middle school type shit.
I think
yeah.
the first time I remember really watching Chappelle was probably like 5th grade. And that was already 2 seasons out, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I
had
think
got,
it might
like
have-
DVDs from
They
all-
may drop like 04. I think it was first
that would
season
make
drop like
sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking this is like 05, 06, early 06, late 05.
But yeah,
And
just
my
to
god sister had the DVD.
just to come like full circle with it, like that documentary is basically like what I think is happening in the music industry. So basically, to be a part of these shows or to even get casted, you got to be basically working with these weirdos. You know what I'm saying? That's touching on you and fondling you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're at that mercy every day at work. So it may not be a Diddy party, but like just on the set, you getting fondled or whatever it might be.
Right. I mean, even watching normal videos of Diddy just interacting with normal people, like
He acting real weird.
he be acting real weird. But you know what's crazy? The craziest part about it, all this shit that we're talking about. Oh, Diddy is doing this. Like seeing these videos come back, and people are like, you read the comments, and people are like, we should have canceled him right then. Never should have done. He should have never kept. You know what I'm saying? Hey. We watched the current president do that shit before we elected him. He toured the country doing that shit, and then y'all put him in office. And let me retract my statement because I said we elected him like I vote. I've never voted in my life and won't.
People was just so mad at Trump that they would just accept anybody else.
That they would just accept anybody, which is absolutely crazy. Y'all are watching this man fondle children.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of shit like that's been in our faces for so long. We can even think about R. Kelly. Let's just skip all the fucking music R. Kelly dropped. You know what his fucking nickname, his self-called
The
nickname
Pied
was?
Piper.
The Pied Piper. Have y'all niggas? Do y'all niggas know the actual Pied Piper? Who the Pied Piper
He
is?
actually brought the kids out the house and they followed him down the street, wasn't it?
With music. With
Yeah.
music. That nigga
Yeah.
called himself the Pied Piper of R&B. Like,
But it ain't even
think
just
it-
music.
like-
It's the fact that he was luring the little kids out.
exact. With music. He was luring the little kids out with music. Like, and let's say this too. Let's not forget, and let's keep it all the way funky too. I don't know if y'all watched the Freaknik documentary. We can talk about that later.
Yeah, I
But-
watched it. I watched that.
But let's talk about this R. Kelly. I'm gonna say, for example, I know for a fact that my mama, I don't know about y'all folks or not, had the R. Kelly tape. The R. Kelly tape was going platinum in the fucking hood.
I remember in the barbershop.
It was in
Pornography.
the house. It was in the house.
Child
You couldn't
pornography.
hear it.
Like Nick, like, come on, man, let's keep it a buck.
I don't
Niggas
know
are
what
watching
you're talking
child.
about.
Yeah.
We wanted
So what?
R. Kelly.
Yeah, they had the P tape. They had the
the
actual.
P tape.
Yes. That's what the whole Chappelle skit was about. The P tape. Yeah.
Yeah, like the P tape went platinum. I don't see how niggas had copies across the world.
It was at the barbershop. I remember seeing it at a barbershop. It could have been a bootleg on a fake, but I remember something at the
It was
barbershop for
definitely
real.
a different album I'm thinking of than the P tape. That's deep. I gotta read.
No, it's
I gotta do my research.
a sex
No,
tape.
It's a sex tape. It's child pornography.
What?
It's sex tape. It's a sex tape.
On the
The-
album?
No,
No.
we actually talking about videotape. It's a videotape that every barbershop, everybody and their mama had of R. Kelly fucking a 13-year-old and he pissed on after that shit.
Yeah.
So that goes back to my full point of saying
So
like
she was 13?
Well, she wasn't of age.
The tape. I'm guessing there was no way to prove it via the tape of her age or whatever it might be, but like, yeah, that's crazy. That did happen.
Like, so like all that shit happened. Like that goes to the point of
See, I
the shit that
remember that
happened.
it had happened. That's crazy because there was no, like, thinking about it now, like, I guess I never really thought that had to be burned on CDs and DVDs to see, for people to see. I never seen it, but like, I got the joke
There was no
when
video
Boondocks came out.
online. There was no internet like that.
This was straight
There was no
VHS.
internet.
Niggas was burning this shit.
That's some freaky ass shit.
Yeah,
All of
Nigga,
an entire generation, they ass need to be held accountable.
that's what I'm saying.
Your freaky ass put a porn in the VHS. Period. You deserve to go to jail.
that goes to the point of the Freaknik documentary, bro.
The whole house got to share that TV. At that point, you might as well be ordering that shit on Comcast for everybody
Yeah.
to see what you're doing. That is wild. A porn VHS to me is just crazy.
Hmm.
But I guess they was doing what they had to do. Like what were they doing? Like you gotta wait for everybody to be gone from their crib before you even.
No, it was just this thing that was going around. Oh my God, this is like R. Kelly was big too. It was like, oh my God, it's a tape coming
Got
around.
together and watched that shit together. Niggas was just
Niggas were having
niggas-
parties, bro. Niggas were having parties, watching that shit,
in the
bro.
80s got some answering to do, cause y'all niggas was sitting around watching R. Kelly
Yeah,
together.
people got to answer to that though, for sure.
Y'all was sitting around watching that shit together.
Yeah. Well, not me, but it was. I was a kid.
Our parents'
I
generation.
was a kid too. I remember.
Yeah, so
like,
our parents'
we talking
generation
about
watching
it.
that shit,
I
man.
know it happened. Like that shit is since I was a little kid, been knowing R. Kelly beat on the little girl, but yeah, I didn't know y'all was sitting around.
He was.
watching
He
it.
didn't he go to trial for that? Like for that
Yeah,
specific.
he went to try. Yeah, that
You pretty
specific
sure?
tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Chappelle Show made it, because it was basically talking about all the famous trials. So they went to trial
And the
and got off
Boondocks?
of that tape.
The
Boondocks
Boondocks.
talk about that's yeah. So
Mhm.
like he went to trial for that tape, and he got off. And then a nigga made maybe a couple years later made Step in the Name of Love.
And it was over. I
And
believe
it
I
was
can
over
fly.
with. Everybody forgave him.
Nigga made Step. No, I should say he made a Step in the Name of Love and it was a double album. Made that and a gospel album on the same album. That's what it was.
Y'all remember R. Kelly got I love.
That's
You
what I'm
say
saying, like,
me. Yeah, like come on, man. Niggas has been doing this shit for years,
Right.
decades, generations.
Like
So
you're
it's
saying,
like, man, go ahead, bro.
I was just saying, just to jump into that Freaknik tape, I don't think they did a good job, to be honest. It was
way.
too PG. It felt a little too PG for me
Yeah.
for what was actually happening. But
I want to see more.
I want to get
ass.
y'all take on it.
I want to see more live action, old school ass shaking, because I know they have more documented ass shaking. I want to see how they
Yeah.
used to shake ass back in the day, how the ancestors was ass shaking.
Said ancestors. This was in the 90s, brother.
That's
talking-
how the ancestors.
He talking about like this is 1850.
1890s. No, I would say like it felt very like glorified. They tried to put him in a good light. They
No,
tried,
you know what it was? You know what it is and what it was? That shit go hand in hand with BMF. Like,
Yep.
the only reason I seen it is because last year I was watching the first season of BMF. That shit went off and the Freaknik tape came on. It was like a precursor to I guarantee you that the company doing BMF got something to do with somebody, you know what I'm saying? The production people got something to do with it because
Jermaine
It's
Dupri
too- it's
Jermaine Dupri produced the this Freaknik
both of them.
documentary. I think he may be, I don't know if he's doing
Part of
BMF as
BMF.
well, but maybe.
I guarantee it. If
No, I
he
know
not
50
his,
Cent over BMF.
50 Cent on BMF.
Yeah, he over BMF.
Yeah, people making fun of
I just
BMF
feel
this year because Tupac being in it. These weird cameos.
Tupac's in BMF?
Yeah, he wasn't really there, but
Well, there is documentation that Big Meech and Tupac knew each other through that place, but it's very exaggerated. I would say that. And it's like going back to the Freaknik thing. It's like they try to put it in such good light, but like first of all, 21 Savage being that shit, the nigga wasn't even fucking country. Nigga, and even if he was in the country, that nigga been a child and all this shit was going on. That was stupid.
yeah, it was dumb.
And another thing is like they tried to put in. I understand talk about the origin. I thought that was cool and all that type of shit. Like my mama was down there in Atlanta during the '80s, like before the shit went crazy. Like when it's like strictly for the college kids, she was down there during that Freaknik time. Now when it went to the '90s, when Uncle Luke got there and it really started pussy popping and raping motherfuckers and all that type of shit, then
They was what?
Yeah,
you didn't know about that shit.
it was
Black
like
community,
groping. That's like how the term started, probably.
Hey, black community, generation before us, y'all got some answering to do because there's a lot of shit coming to the light. Y'all was a weird generation. Like the 80s niggas leading up to the 90s. That's the reason. That's what's wrong with the generation after us. Y'all,
Exactly.
That last generation was kind of weird.
I blame Reagan.
Mhm. That's fair enough.
I believe that.
You got to think about the black family, the black household prior,
Ain't
even
no
prior,
black-
even prior to desegregation. The black family was very strong. Not only the family was strong, the community was strong.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody fucking up over this house, okay, we're gonna come together, help them out, whoop de whoop. Segregation happens. Okay, now everybody starts to break off. The black man leaves the family. Single mother started to come together. All type of shit. Then that's in the 70s. Then 80s, basically the whole goddamn 80s is Reagan. So all that Reaganomics, the crack era, A's, all that shit happened. Then we turns it over to the 90s. Now everybody's trying to get up the fall off of A's and crack. There's a lot of bullshit going on. Now there's all this fuck shit's going on. You gotta think about the times, even music's changing from the 80s to the 90s. Gangsta rap is now the main thing. I don't know if y'all heard about the meeting with the secret music meeting they have with the prison, the PCA.
Mm-hmm. That's
All
conspiracy.
that shit's going on.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of shit that happens throughout this time. And then our parents' generation, like my mom was born in '68. So she was born a month after Martin Luther King got killed. She got to think about all that shit happening, and the black household separating, and it's like that's why everybody's so fucked up nowadays. Like it's like even like nowadays, like I don't even fuck with young niggas nowadays. These young niggas are fucking crazy
bro.
and wild.
They're wilder than our generation.
For sure.
Around 16 to 19, they're way wilder than we were. Like
Nigga,
they shoot.
come on, man. Like shooting like in broad daylight, man. These little, I don't give, man. These little niggas crazy. I don't give a fuck, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I feel like as far as the violence and shit go, as far as that goes, it's always and has always been
Mm-hmm.
a level of, because that you gotta think that's the time of your life, whether you rebelling against the other neighborhood, whether you're rebelling against your homeboys or your parents. You an adolescent, you gonna rebel, you gonna fight, you gonna kill.
You gotta think about this too, though.
That's
Even when we were 16 through that time frame, niggas still gang banging, niggas shooting, dying, 16, 19, even when we was at that age. But at that same point in time, we still had a little bit of respect. Oh, we ain't gonna be,
Slightest.
nah.
No, we did. You might have personally, but it was
Nah.
a lot of niggas with no respect at all.
Nah, when I'm talking about this, like, I'm
we're
talking
not
about
finna
like,
act we're not gonna act like the Kia Boys is something new. It's just that Kia is the last car that you can really, really do like that. Because before technology was like that, niggas was anything could get snatched with a screwdriver.
no, I'm not saying that. But you're not gonna rob a grandma in her fucking front yard.
Well,
When
no.
we was, niggas not doing that. Niggas 16, 17 year olds stay out a little bit. These like, I'm not gonna fuck with this old lady. These young niggas now,
Most of the
Nah.
16, 17-year-olds not doing that now. Most of them
Shit.
not. Most of them not. Most of them not. Most of them not on that type of timing.
I
Most
feel
of them
like
not on
our
that
generation
timing.
was getting whoopings. I don't know if they get whoopings. That's what
they
I'm
not getting
going.
weapons.
That's what I'm going to
That
try
is-
to.
That is a big thing too.
That's what I'm going to
not
try
getting
to
whoopings because-
correlate as like what's different. But like, they not that far behind us. But like, this new
And then
generation ain't getting whoopings.
Then add social media into that shit too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Like when we was growing up, we
I
had
think-
MySpace, the turn of the internet. We really saw the growth from dial up to what it is now. All these
We weren't
niggas got
connected
now,
the same way. We weren't connected
Exactly.
the same way.
not at all.
Like that online status shit, like Facebook got the little green button that say you online or you active or not. That shit don't mean nothing now. That shit don't mean nothing now. Back in the day, that shit meant you were sitting at your computer.
Mm-hmm. It's like it was a blog. Social media was more of a blog than like you could just make a post and it's fine. It's just like this is what's going on in my life. I'll make this post, move on. Now it seems like almost a contest or even
Life
like,
revolves around social media.
yeah, it's not the same social media. In high school, you can make a post and it's just different. Now it's just like, I don't know. It just feels different than it used
Yeah,
to.
that dynamic, like, I think that's something that I wouldn't even understand right now. I mean, that's a different dynamic. Like, I bet kids from the same city are connected in a way different way now. Like, just
They have TikTok. That's their first social
no,
media.
but like, you have to know somebody at the other school. Like, if you had ops or enemies, you have to know them. You
Mhm.
have to have had a dealing with them. You have to have met them. You have to have seen them, or at the very least, know who they were. Like, okay, that's so and so brother, and you find out that's their brother. Now you know you don't like them. Now you know y'all got an issue. Now you can have 150,000 ops. Like, you got ops
You don't even know.
from different cities that you don't even know, you never met or gonna meet. You got real deal people that, like, it's different. It's different for sure. The social media aspect, I can say for sure, but I don't think they're as bad as by comparison. I don't think they're bad guys. I think it's just
I do.
different. Because listen, they parents still crying and saying he was a good boy when he go to jail or when something happened to him.
You're talking
They
about the
teach us-
parents. right, let me see if there's anybody on here still. Turn this up. Yo, is anybody in here? Let's see. What y'all talking about?